if we could escape and head back to the glory days. But we fired head coaches and traded our stars away. And now we're treated like clowns and it's gone upside down. Can't play defense, rebound, or make threes from downtown. Oh, wow, that's the reason the losing is so cold. Got swept by the Suns. Colin Gillespie really is that guy. And Devin Booker's shoes are so fly. Grayson Ely shot creation. And tell me why the Kings aren't so sweet. The squad's not complete. I know we've been a real bad team. We haven't seen any of those beams forever. Vivek, get it together. A topic in this draft would be sweet. We want to get away from purgatory. Silver save the day. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Kang pod.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Hey, first of all, I just want to say, dude, we grinded our asses off for that. That was crazy.
That was a tough one. That song is not for the weak. I'll tell you that right now.
Hey, what's your hashtag that you always tell us in the group chat?
Challenge yourself. We don't want to take the easy route. We don't want to pick the easy songs. We want to lose our breath. And that's what we did.
I need a damn water after that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sheesh. But hey, the Kings played on national TV tonight.
You know what?
They played on the old scoreboard, the old score bug for this. The old school score bug. The NBA.
What are you saying? The old school
score bug.
Score bug?
Yeah. Do you ever know what that is?
Is that a term?
Score bug is a term. Yeah. Score bug is like, you know how like the NBA and NBC, they used to have their like retro.
Yeah. It was the greatest. It brought me back. Seeing like watching it with the NBC Sports music, with the whole player introduction, showing off how awesome Golden One Center is. I mean, it was awesome. And then I know some people were hating, but I liked the announcers.
I didn't know Eagle was good.
I don't think they're bad.
I think Noah Eagle's really good.
Noah Eagle's good. Grant Hill's goated. I think Noah Eagle?
Noah Eagle. Yeah, that's Ian Eagle's.
Yeah,
that's Ian Eagle's son. Hey. And then they had, in the previous game, they had Bob Costas and all the old school announcers and commentators for the Sixers game. That was sick. Sick.
It was,
The old school score bug was so cool to see, because I know like this year they're doing like the brand new score bug, and that's all fantastic, but it just feels right at home. Like that scoreboard. It makes it
look like makes the game look vintage. Like when they put like they don't even show the shot clock. Like there's a lot of cool aspects about it that make it worth waiting till 8 p.m. to watch this game. And yeah, the Kings didn't win, but it was just a cool experience it was like a flashback moment for me personally. And
me too.
The best part of the game, I'm just going to say it.
Oh, the intro.
No, the best part of the game was halftime.
Oh,
when they did the ode to Sacramento.
That brought tears to my eyes.
Was unreal. If you watch the game, you know what we're talking about. When they showed Chris Webber, when they showed Jason Williams, Vlade Divac having it just like brought you into the life of like early 2000s, late 90s Sacramento Kings basketball. They showed John Barry, they showed Jay Will, they showed Scott Pollard and the boys singing
Country Roads
by John Denver. I mean, that whole like it was so special.
That was my favorite part.
So cool, because we were obviously really young when that team was together. So like the memories are so faint. So like seeing it in the lens of the NBC Sports footage, which is like probably coveted footage. Like you probably can't find that anywhere. Like if you were to look up Sacramento Kings singing Country Roads, Take Me Home by John Denver, you're not going to find that. Like it was very cool that we got to see that.
No, I really was like, it's so cool just seeing like Rick Adelman and Chris Webber. They were smiling. Like all the guys were just having so loose, and just you can tell those practices were so loose because it translated to winning. Like loose style. They're all smiling. They're having fun.
But also, they were just so like they were on the verge of being so dominant, because what they were showing was like the 1999 to 2000 team, like when Jay Will was still there, and they didn't really get good until after that trade was made. But they were like knocking on the door then, so they were showing like a young Chris Webber who was apparently like not excited about coming to Sacramento. He looked pretty ecstatic in those locker room and practice clips. So that was just so cool. As like a Sacramento Kings fanatic, as me and RT are, like we loved seeing that. Like that just, it felt like we just got put in a little time machine and we got to just be a fly on the wall. It was cool. It was really cool.
No, it was really nice because I don't know if you saw those videos before tonight, but
I've never seen the boys sing Country Road.
No, me either.
Like, that was legendary.
Sick.
And then Jay Will's cracking up because I think he's from Virginia, right?
Yeah, he's from Virginia.
So when maybe they were singing that at Jay Will because he's from Virginia. Dude, please let us know if you didn't go to the bathroom or if you were at the game, you wouldn't have seen it. Maybe they played it at the Jumbotron. I don't know.
I don't think they did.
But let us know if you're watching at home and you happen to watch what they were playing at halftime, because that was some true nostalgia and that was special. That was special. And I really can't wait till the Kings could get back to that type of happiness again. I mean, like that's what I'm so glad that they kept like referencing in the broadcast, and they kept mentioning like those glory years, and they kept saying like doesn't matter what the record is, like this fan base. So they were showing a lot of love to us. So I really appreciated that. And yeah, because the Kings have not been having the season that we've been wanting, and then obviously with all the season ticket holder prices going up and down, like a lot of people are feeling a certain way about management, this and that, but at least we have those core memories to always have. So shouts out NBC Sports, are absolutely killing it tonight and putting Sacramento on full display.
Yeah, I mean it just summed it up perfectly. Obviously it was a good loss. It wasn't a blowout loss. It wasn't one of those bad losses where it was, we just got blitzed and it was a wire-to-wire blowout loss for us, right? We really did kind of have like a good game overall. Obviously, it didn't result in a win, but, when you're on national TV, I don't think anybody wants to get embarrassed on national TV.
Oh, no, for sure.
No, unless we're doing the embarrassing,
I think the biggest thing was that the national media was spotlighting how good our rookies are. They were talking great things about Neek. They were going on and on about Maxime. So like,
yeah,
that's the biggest takeaway. Like, it doesn't matter that we lost. Obviously, we're not trying. I mean, as a fan base, we're not rooting for tons of wins right now, which is it sucks that we're not rooting for wins right now. But like, that's just what it is. And the fact that they were just showing so much love to Max, and like every single time Max was scoring around the basket, they're like, his touch around the rim is fantastic.
Yeah, Grant Hill had some really good things to say about Max.
And they're like, he's the really number one leader in rookie double-doubles, and he has another one tonight. And like, they were just going, and they were talking about how him and Wemby and Alex Sarr were growing up together in France. Like, and they're like, dude, like these guys are just on the path to accomplishing great things. So it was. Those are my takeaways, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just fantastic. I mean, obviously, kind of looking at it from this game, just kind of jumping in, I think we should probably jump into this game and just talk about it. So
yeah, we basically lost the game when Booker was sitting on the bench and Rashad Flemings
shout out Jack the Kings fan. He was on us. He was with us when we did the draft recap, and when we were talking about second round guys, that was like his top dude. So
crazy.
Yeah, and then Rasheer Fleming, like, he just hit 2 threes and just said, hey, I'm going to put the game on ice for the Suns. And obviously we did have a little bit of a comeback in the fourth quarter. We did lead that first quarter too, and we played our best quarter was definitely in that first quarter. Malik Monk had 3 threes in that first quarter, which was fantastic.
I think Monk went on a 8 or to like 11-0 run
11-0
on him by himself. And then Rasheer Flemings did the same thing in that third quarter. He went on an 8-0 run by himself, and that's what kind of took us out the game. So in that first quarter, we were up 30-22. Malik off the bench was the guy that like was the catalyst behind that good first quarter, and especially how we ended the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, the Suns were on a 15-2 run. Like, the Kings just could not score. And then third quarter, game gets close again, and then that second round pick out of Phoenix, Mr. Flemings. I wasn't too fond of his game, but now I am. the two 3-pointers and then the alley-oop dunk, I'm like, dude, this guy is nice. And yeah, then the lead started to balloon a little bit, and the Kings just couldn't really get back into it until the very end. And they cut it to within like...
They got it to like single digits towards the end.
Yeah, so they got a little bit closer, but what impressed me about Phoenix is that like Booker's been out for a little bit, but it's like guys like Colin Gillespie and Grayson Allen and Iguodaro and like Royce O'Neal, like these guys are like a really streaky hot team. Like once one of their guys gets hot, it's like they all could hit threes, and like, it's just so contagious, and they play so fast, and they have so much confidence in each other. And yeah, the Suns are an inspiring young team because going into the season, no one thought the Suns were going to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like this game in general, they shot 49 threes tonight. And that's what a good shooting team is going to do. Obviously, they made 19 of them, so when you look at it, it was 39%. But you kind of look at the Kings, 7 for 27, and that's 26%. So,
and I feel like we like shot a good amount. Like the way Phoenix was chucking them up, it was crazy. Like
and they got offensive rebounds, especially in that third quarter where there was a possession where the Suns, they had like 3-pointer attempts, offensive rebound. Then kicked it out. I think it was to
Grayson Allen that had 3
yeah.
attempts that possession or something.
And then they finished off with the Gillespie 3. So it's like
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the rebounding for this team, it's just very deep overall. I mean, we look at it, Iguodaro had 8 offensive rebounds tonight. So and I was kind of like being honest. I was kind of like being mad in our group chat a little bit because they were like, the Suns are not really that big of a team. And then it was like the third quarter when we had Precious Achiuwa as our 5. And I literally said in our group chat, I yelled, because Precious is our 5.
And Precious is that's not his main position. He could play a small ball 5, but that's not what he's known for doing. Yeah, Phoenix isn't as big on paper, but their play style matches what they put on the floor. Like they don't have to be big with how they're playing. Like they just are running and gunning and chucking threes and getting guys open and playing fast. And it's like what Boston was doing really well when they won. I think Phoenix is kind of like following that mold, and it's working tremendously. And with how fast they're playing, they don't really need to rely on height down low. Really?
No, they just need shooting. That's how you do it. That's how you do in this league. So
that's how you do it with this roster. They are playing to their strengths right now. And the Kings, you mentioned Precious Achiuwa. I think Precious had a fantastic
yeah, a great game. You just took the words right out of my mouth. I'm glad that we are just transitioning into that because I was going to transition into how well Precious Achiuwa had tonight. So,
what did he finish with?
He had 18 and 9. And
yeah, flirting with that double-double. I he wanted that, but like he just does so much more than just get the like he is how I wish like Keegan would attack the basket and like be like he's just an intense player. Like when he's down there, like it seems like people like just allow him to score those under the rim baskets because they're like Precious plays like aggressive and like intense, and like some guys like they're like, okay, you're right here, like you could just put it in the basket. And like
exactly.
I just wish some of our other guys would play with that type of intensity. But dude, Precious has been. Do you want to say what you told us?
I'll say it. In the last 2 weeks, I think Precious Achiuwa has been the best Sacramento King for us.
You could there's an argument
yeah.
to be made that Precious quite possibly could be our best player of the season. You could
That's
make
a big argument.
You could make an argument for it, and if someone made that argument, I would listen. I would say, why do you think that? And if you just make those simple points of how no one wanted him, you got him for the cheapest contract you could, and he elevated every part of his game this season, and he hasn't missed many games. I think he's missed under 5.
Yeah, and it was from the beginning of the season too, which is even crazier. And the fact is he's also efficient. You look at the efficiency, like when he's a starter, and obviously the numbers would be a little bit different if Levine, Sabonis were playing and Keegan would be playing. But if it's just him, you can really see he had 14 field goal attempts and he made 8 of them. That's so efficient.
He just fits a position of need on this team. and he does things that no one else on the team does. No one really cuts the basket like Precious. A lot of people don't really crash the glass like how he does. Not a lot of people are as intense as he is. Okay, yeah, his shot isn't the greatest, but that's been an improvement from other Precious seasons in his life. He's been better than advertised, and he's only gotten better throughout the season. And Doug clearly loves him, and I think he deserves a spot on this roster, and I think he could benefit us tremendously. And I think he just helps make us a bigger team.
I completely agree with that.
So
and
I love me some.
Give me some Precious. He had
God's willing.
God did. So, but he had a nice block tonight too. I can't remember who it was on, but I literally, when he had that block, I was like, get that shit out of here. I literally yelled at that on my TV. But the other big man that was really good tonight was Maxime Raynaud, obviously. And you want to talk about another efficient game.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say, I know you were talking about efficiency, RT, but I think Max is more efficient.
Yeah, Max definitely had the more efficient game tonight of the two bigs. I mean, 10 for 12. He had 22 points and 10 rebounds. That is just as efficient as you can get. And I also want to say that he did. Oh, actually, no. He had the second highest plus minus tonight. Another person had another higher plus minus.
Who?
Nick Clifford.
Yeah, and Neek didn't have the greatest offensive game, obviously coming off of, some higher performing games as of late. This was not one of those games, but he just does everything. And then he had that spark at the end of the game where he scored like 6
points in the fourth quarter.
What did he finish with?
He had 10, but he was definitely struggling, especially in that first half.
Yeah.
Which was kind of, and he only took like 3 field goal attempts in that first half.
I think so.
But after that, he kind of got it going, and obviously it was down by heaps, but I do want to see Nick Clifford be a little bit more aggressive, especially at the beginning, because we've seen Zach LaVine on this team be aggressive when he is going to get a shot going. We've seen DeMar DeRozan. Those are two guys that are great examples for him that play their position, the same position that Nick Clifford plays. Why not take a page out of their notebook, figure out, what's a good way for me to get to my spot that allows me to still be aggressive and get that? Because we've seen it. Because in the last couple of games, Nick Clifford has done that. So I want to see Nick Clifford get more aggressive spots, figure out what are the spots for him, because obviously the shot, when it looks good, it sometimes may not go in, but it definitely looks good. He had a lot of wide open looks that didn't go in tonight. And that's kind of been the story for Nick Clifford.
But when that shot's falling, like what he could do. Like, he's already scored 30 points. He had a 22-point game the other night. Like, I just want him to continue getting up those high shot attempts every game. And I think he didn't shoot that much tonight, but that Euro step he had,
nasty.
My God,
nasty.
He's only going to get better, and I think we have an excellent player in Nick Clifford. And even when he's not scoring, like he does a little bit of everything. He had some steals tonight. So yeah, I think Nick Clifford. I'm starting to really put a lot of attention towards Nick and just really think that he could become something excellent. Yeah, the best players in and Russ had
a solid night.
Russ had a solid night.
Yeah, 3 for 6 from downtown, 7 assists, just doing regular, and he had 4 steals tonight.
That's just regular Russ.
Well, I think the Kings also did a really good job of forcing turnovers, especially in that first half. We kind of took that lead by forcing turnovers, and so.
Yeah, Phoenix was struggling.
Yeah,
with us.
Phoenix
they couldn't figure this out early.
Yeah, 19 turnovers in the game for Phoenix overall, and a lot of them came in that first half, and that's when we took that big lead, especially in that first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I want to get back to Maxime Raynaud a little bit, because I do want to touch on this 22 point and 10 rebound game, because 10 for 12, it just works so well. He was fantastic coming off of pick and rolls, just getting to that free throw line, getting to kind of like that center of that free throw line, the inside part, and just laying it in with a nice little floater. It's just the soft touch has gotten so much better. And I think it's great.
I think he is, if you were to like pick a rating on 2K of like his like close range scoring, it's got to be in the 90s. It's getting to the point where it's like every time he gets the ball, I think it's going in.
I love how optimistic you are.
His push shot and his around the rim finishing right now is elite.
I agree. I like how optimistic you are.
He's at 90 right now.
I will say I will be a little bit, because I know they like to kind of like say, hey, you're a rookie still. You're not getting all those elite ratings
You're
yet.
not going to give him that, but I am.
I know you are, but if I was a 2K editor, I would say, like a cool 87, 88 inside close range. Just, and that's going to get better. He's going to get to 90. But you know what? I'm with you too. I think it's a 90 plus close range.
RT, he's 10 for 12 from the field, and all of his shots are coming from like getting like a perfect pocket pass, and then like the defender's right in front of him, and he just knows how to get off his shot. It looks so simple for him when he gets the ball in the right spots.
I agree.
And then even he had this one play where he had a nice little lefty, a little lefty push shot. I'm like, I'm gonna start calling him ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous. Oh,
this man could score with both. RT. He is the steal of the draft. He is top 5. Give me the top 5 in the rookie race.
I want it. I want him to be an all rookie first team so bad.
Get him
to
rookie first team.
Do it.
We got Khan
Cooper.
We got Coop. Probably VJ.
Yeah, VJ's gone there. And then probably the fourth guy.
Dylan Harper, maybe?
No, not Dylan Harper. Let me look at the
night tonight.
Yeah, let me look at the NBA rookie ladder, and then I'll kind of get back to you. You gotta put him on that list. Like
Max is
maybe Derek Queen, but he hasn't really done much though. That's the problem. So maybe if Max continues to play well and Derek Queen doesn't really get enough minutes.
How do you not give the guy who's leading the rookies in double doubles on a consistent basis? He's gonna shatter. Like at the end of the season, when you look back, he's gonna be miles ahead.
Yeah, you gotta give it to Max. I
don't think in the rookie race they reflect.
No, they don't care. They don't care about winning all that stuff.
They don't care about winning.
I personally, with the way that DeAndre Jordan has been playing over Derek Queen, like the last week or so, and the way that Max has been playing, he's got to be number 4.
Dude,
gotta be number 4. The way he's been doing it has to be a solidified lock. If nobody is putting this man on an all rookie first team, they need to those voters need to get their voters' rights revoked, because
VRR.
Voters' rights revoked. Yeah, because if you're leading the rookies in double doubles, that should put you on the all rookie first team, no questions asked.
And they're probably not even taking a look at the efficiency. They're probably not even looking at the field goal percentage. You don't want to give, if you could give Sacramento one thing besides the number 1 draft pick, just show love to that we drafted well, finding a guy in the second round that's very good.
Because Derek Queen, he could do a triple double. Yeah, because Derek Queen likes to have triple doubles and likes to rebound and assist and then also score maybe 10, 10, and 10.
My name is Derek Queen, and I think it's so funny that my name is so close to that one ice cream game. I think it's so funny that my name is so close to Derek Queen.
You can call me the Derek Blizzard, baby, because I bring triple doubles to Dairy Queen.
Did you see them popcorn his car and he opens his car door and there's the Dairy Queen logo?
Oh, that's the most funniest thing ever.
I was like, and for that reason only, he's out of the top 5.
Yes, exactly. Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, I wanted to ask you a question.
I actually have 2 questions for you.
Here, you asked me first. Because my question is not about the game.
Mine actually is not about the game either.
I want to hear yours first.
Mine, imagine if we had the same question. So, there was a tweet that I saw today where AJ DeBonsa has said, was that what you're also looking at too?
I saw the video. Did you
saw the video? I saw the video.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, I may stay another year at college because I want to try and get a college degree.
I don't believe that one bit.
I do not believe that one bit either, because at some point you look at all the people that have gone to the NBA and got drafted, they always find a way to finish their degree. J.R. Smith was on the goddamn golf team for his college after he retired.
If you really want to have a college education, but you are a superstar athlete, do what everyone else did that was a priority in their life. Do it later. There's no need for you to be making 5 to 7 million in NIL money, and then you're going to make even more by doing the same thing you're doing now, but the only thing that's changing is that you're playing more games and you have more of a spotlight on you. Why? And like he was saying that it's his mom. And trust me, I understand parents want their kids to have a high education, but when your son is in like the top percentile of athletes in the world in the sport of basketball,
that could be potentially drafted and a top 3 pick. You know how much money you would make more if you were the number 2 pick rather than the NIL money? I would take the
I think one is guaranteed what
25, 26 million.
10 mil or
10 million, 12 million the first year, I think.
Year, right?
Yeah. 12 million the first year. That goes up to 15.
Yeah, and it's like because he even said in the interview, he was like, yeah, my mom wants me to get an education because like who knows what could happen with basketball. And it's like, then go to the NBA if who knows what could happen with basketball. At least start get that money now. I get like
secure the bag now.
Is he trolling?
He has to be trolling.
Is he trolling?
I think he's trolling. He's trolling.
I think he's trolling.
He's trolling. I'm sorry. He is 1,000% trolling. I'm sorry. It's a troll.
Because I'm sure his mom does want him to get his college degree. I'm sure. But right now, stay 3 more years in college.
I can't. I wouldn't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 second. He's declaring
3 more. RT, there is no way in this world. Have you ever heard of a college athlete that was so highly recruited, like top 3 potentially, and then say, no, I'm going to stay in school for 3 more years?
Well,
that just doesn't happen.
It did not in the NBA.
Exactly.
Not in the NBA. In the NFL.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure, but
Andrew Luck did that shit like, what, 2 years ago? He was supposed to be the number 1 pick in 2011. Said, hey, I'm actually going to stay 1 more year and get my degree. And then did that. Went to graduate from Stanford and then was the number 1 pick the next year.
Exactly. See, that makes sense. But when you're a rookie,
when you're 18 years old, yes.
When you're a freshman, you're going to stay 3 more. No. And then you're going to get into the NBA at 21.
No.
Get out of here. AJ. Let me just have a conversation with you real quick.
Talk to the camera.
You, my friend. Yeah, I'm calling you my friend because when you wear a Sacramento Kings jersey, there's a good chance that we might meet someday. Get ready to learn Sacramento, buddy. And I know that you are going to love it here. And I saw this video the other day where they were breaking down AJ DeBanza. You know who his favorite player in the NBA is of all time?
Ooh, say it.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
And do you remember when AJ DeBanza sat courtside when the Kings played the Jazz in front of DeBanza? And then after the game, him and his dad went into the locker room to go meet Russ. And now there's all these rumors that Russ is linked to staying with the Kings long term. Well, not that long, obviously, but going
or
into
at least
next
another
year.
season. Yeah, right.
And everyone is open to the idea of Russ playing with a young team. AJ's favorite player is Russ. You're starting to see Scott Perry kind of like play more guards and kind of, try to figure out the guard position. It seems like eyes are set on AJ, and I think that's just our 13th reason.
Well, actually, speaking of which, you know what's funny? This leads me to my second thing.
Ooh.
Because I was listening to Matt George and Kayla Anderson. There's a clip that came out. And and Matt George was talking about the direction of what the Kings should do going into next year. And he presented two options. One, continue to suck and trade Sabonis, trade Levine, all those guys. But the second option with a top pick could be to make that play and push and get AJ DeBanza playoff experience as like the star rookie that everybody was looking forward to like having. Because obviously when you look at it from a landscape, there has been a boatload of injuries from, Levine, DeAndre Hunter, Sabonis, Keegan was missing time. So that it leads me to a question: is Matt George thinking if this top rookie that comes in, whether it's Darren Boozer or DeBanza or even Kingston Flemings or Caleb Wilson, is that top 5 pick going to make a difference and say, hey, you know what? This team can push for a play-in spot. Let's go for it.
Okay, I want to hear your thoughts on it. Can you speak on the losing side? I'll talk on the winning side.
Okay. So the thing is, on the losing side,
talk as if like you're like, no, I want the Kings to lose.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say like this is where I say, nah, this is not it, because your job is you have a young core. You have Maxime Raynaud, you have Nick Clifford, you have Dylan Cardwell, and you could potentially have 3 more rookies that could impact your team, and Devin Carter, right? Those are all young guys that you want to build. Obviously, Daquan Plowden is 26, but if you want to count him in that young player timeline, sure, And then you add a guy like Russell Westbrook, who, like we talked about earlier, right, could lead a young team. And then you have your rookie that you draft. That's a high-end pick, okay? You could have a chance to really build with this and continue to suck, but also get more younger, highly touted prospects and rookies to build your team, because you want to continue to get young, because there's a lot of teams right now, and Alan Stiles made this a point earlier. There's a lot of teams that are kind of like waiting in line to get to the playoffs, because if you look at some of the top teams in the West, like the OKC Thunder, you think they're going anywhere?
Not a chance.
San Antonio Spurs.
No. Did you see how much they won by today?
Yeah, bajillion. A lot to a little. Anyways, the Houston Rockets.
No, they're here to stay.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, they're here.
Denver Nuggets.
Oh, they are. They've been here.
The Lakers. I know you clown on them. I know you clown on them.
Just joking.
But Luka's Luka.
I think the Lakers are up to something crazy, and I don't even want to put that out there, but I know they are eyeing some potential free agents that are coming up soon, and it's making me nervous.
Yeah, and that's the point. That's why the Lakers are the Lakers, because they'll just get anybody they want. Anyways, the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard, Mathurin, that's another team that's still competing. And Garland, that's still a team, right? The Warriors are still going to compete with Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Portland is on their way up. Memphis is ahead of schedule on their rebuild. Utah is ahead of their schedule on the rebuild.
Oh, Utah's for sure ahead.
And then New Orleans,
way more ahead than Grizzlies.
And then the New Orleans Pelicans, I don't know, obviously they're going to have some big moves that they have to figure out which players are going, which players are really doing their thing.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is there's 12 teams right now where the Kings just... Where do the Kings fit?
Well, not even this... Oh, I forgot the Suns who we played tonight.
Oh, my God, 13.
Yeah.
So there's basically 13 teams.
Who else? Who else did I forget? There's one other team that I forgot. What's the other 14th? Let me check. But, yeah, there's like 14 teams right now that are in better...
Oh, you didn't say Dallas.
I didn't say Dallas. Yeah, exactly, with Cooper Flag. So that's another team that's ahead of schedule with their rebuild, and Cooper Flag, if they continue to... And Dallas is like a good market for free agents.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is there's a lot of teams ahead of schedule that are better than the Kings on paper, and that they should be occupying those playoff spots. And like the Kings, while all these teams, like it's their window to win, it's not our window to win, so we should just continue to be bad, develop our young players, add more young players in upcoming drafts, offload big contracts, and get younger.
Yeah, because at that point, like when you think about it, some of the teams that are flirting in that playing range, like the Warriors will definitely trend down.
Mm-hmm.
The Clippers, once probably Kawhi retires, will trend down. The Suns aren't going to be probably there forever. They'll have to have a due for regression at some point.
I honestly could picture the Clippers trading Kawhi.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my point.
Retirement.
That's my point.
But anyways, I think, okay, on the topic of the Kings winning, the only way I see a world where the Kings are pushing to be somewhat better next year is they've looked at the trade market, they can't trade Sabonis. They looked at the trade market, they can't trade Levine. Levine opts into his contract. You're like, okay, you're stuck with him. You might as well just play this year out. You add your lottery pick. You use Max, Neek, Dylan as like your depth pieces with your current, Russ, DeMar, Levine, DeAndre, Keegan, Sabonis. Like you find a way to make that all work with the young guys. You just form a team with our rookies that are getting all the minutes now. That turns into our strong depth pieces, and then you just some games like you win, you lose, and maybe at the end of it, like we end up with 30-ish wins, and then maybe that's a 10th seed. Like that could be like a result of a season with just having like talented players on your team. Yeah, they don't fit at all, but in a long 82 season, losing 50 games, winning 30 with how the West is, that could be very, that could get you a spot potentially, just depending on how the whole standings go.
I think 38
is 10.
Is 10, yes.
Yeah, so it's like the Kings, but then so like that's basically all it is, and then you would probably lose in the play-in, and that's it. So it's like, yeah, I don't think that's the way to go, but I could see a world where we try to do that because we have to eat these contracts up, so we might as well just utilize them and then move on from them and then start it.
Yeah.
So I think it's either going to be a replication of a season like this year, next year, or we win maybe 12 to 14 to 15 more games. And we're like in that
like the 12 to 13, 11 range
where you're like, oh wait, like, oh, if we win, maybe 6 out of the next 10 at the end of the season, maybe we could get to 10. Like that could be something that as a fan, like, okay, we're already buying into like, this is where we're at. Okay, we're going to all root to win those 6 out of 10 to get there, But on the contrary, if we do make some trades and all of that, then obviously we know the direction. But if we have the same roster as next year with our draft pick, then I don't see why Doug is going to try and replicate what happened this year. No way.
No shot.
Especially with a healthier roster. I mean, we didn't even get to see like the starting lineup of Dennis, Keegan, DeMar, Levine,
and Sabonis.
We didn't see that lineup once. So I don't see why we're not going to try and. Every team tries to win at the beginning of the season. You go in, and we started so badly, and we couldn't get out of it, so we knew what the direction of the team was early. But say we start the season, it's all about how you start. If you start, if
you start like above 500,
say you start 5-5, and then that turns into 9-6. There's something there. But say it's the opposite. Say we're 3-9, or no, sorry, 3-12. Then we know.
I mean, if we
like, we'll know right away.
Yeah,
that's what's great about it because this season we knew immediately. We knew. I think we were 3-12.
Yeah,
like we were 3-12.
We were 3-3 at the beginning of November, and then
we were excited about that, bro. Okay, like there's something. Like I remember leaving that King Suns opening night game, like. This team is way better than I thought we were going to be. And then we lost. And then I was like, oh, classic Kings. But the other games, the 3-3, the first 6 games, they were all really close and interesting. And then it ballooned to 3-12. And then we're like, okay, we know where we're at. We're not going to climb out of this. And then it just got worse and worse and worse from there. But if next season we start, say we go 4-1. Oh, dude, we're Kings fans, we're going to win the whole thing. But I think you're not going to know the direction until we're 20 games in. I think that's just the rule of thumb. See where you're at 20 games in. If you're 10-10, keep going. Figure it out at game 40. If you're 5-15, okay, you kind of know where you're going. It's that simple in my head. So I think that's why both answers could be correct. Like we could want to Doug in the front office might want to try and win with this roster. The fan base might want to lose, and it might end the way that the fans want or how the team wants, just depending on how that beginning of the season starts.
Yeah,
I think that's just. I mean that happens every season. So
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, the draft does play a big impact on it. And I think if the draft really does make a big change on it, then a lot of things could possibly make or break this. So,
and a lot of these rookies, this upcoming class could help a bunch of teams that are going to draft them that could push them up.
exactly.
I'm not saying we're pushable to get there, obviously, like, but we're probably going to have a better record next year.
we kind of need
You
to.
can't
You know,
get much worse than this.
you really can't.
So like say we end we're 14 wins right now.
Yeah, we're
So
14 and
say
45.
we get to 20 at the end of the year, or 17 or 18. We're
No,
not,
14 and 49. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, so we're not gonna only win 15 games. Like, there's no way. Like, that's just not in the cards. This year was special in its own way. I really do not think with a new draft pick. It's like when we got Keegan Murray. Obviously, the surrounding pieces like fit Keegan perfectly. So like right when he got in there, plug and play, and we were great. Obviously, our roster is constructed poorly, but individually we're all super good. And then you bring in another guy who's going to be extremely talented. You're going to get together more wins than we have this year. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
And if some way, we win some close games that we're not supposed to, or we win games that we are supposed to, which more times than not we do lose, then we could end up in that 30-ish range. And then by when there's 10 games left in the season, maybe that's when you make the push. You never know. We're not going to know until obviously the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I think you have to see.
We just have to see how it goes.
Like
and
20 games
yeah,
through,
you have to. You kind of figure that out. And once you do, then it's like, all right, we know exactly what this team's going to be. And there's no shame in that. So,
like, for example, like Chicago this year, they started 5-0, and you're like, oh, Chicago could be something. And then you see 20 games through, oh, they're
back to where they are. Yeah.
I think the one outlier of that 20 game thing is the Pacers, because the Pacers last season, they were not good until
the second half of the season. Clippers, same thing.
Yeah, there's a couple teams, but those teams at least have higher expectations than us. So it's a little bit different in that sense, where it's like we have zero expectation.
I mean, look at the Hornets this year, right? This is a great example where they were kind of at the bottom, and then I think Draymond was like, "Man, the Charlotte Hornets are just not like a serious team," and then they flipped that switch like that.
Yeah.
So. Anything can happen in this league. We see it all the time. There's surprises, there's disappointments. And so you kind of have to see where this team, like you said, Cristo, I really agree with you, is that know where the team is going to be, especially where they need to be, and kind of figure out like what's the best recipe for this team in a chunks, right? We talk about Mike Brown's chunks of 10 games. Kind of have to treat that the same way the fans do too. So
yeah, I feel like, and with Doug as a coach, I feel like he's obviously learned a lot from this year, and I think with a healthier team and with a new young like centerpiece, like he could make something better than this year.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's obviously the goal as a coach. You want your record to have more wins than losses. So yeah, but like we kept saying, we're not going to know until we see it on the floor, and like we'll know right away, like how we did this year. So
hey,
I rest my case.
Hey,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But there's no wrong side either way, by the way.
No, there's not, because honestly, like either way, say we do get into the play-in, at least going into the next year, you're off of the Levine contract. That frees up $48 million.
And you can spend that on role players that are going to help contribute to winning more games.
And we're probably going to be off of the DeMar contract by the end of next year too.
And then Monk will be on his last year.
Yeah, so
and Sabonis will be on his last year.
Because like what Scott's been saying is like it's going to take some time. And I think he was saying that because he's not able to trade our guys. Like a lot of these guys are just not what other teams are looking for right now, especially with all the CBA stuff. So it's going to take some time. And I think if you have these talented guys, like you're not just going to waste another year, because a big reason why this year was wasted because all of our guys were injured. A lot of them, a majority of the year. Sabonis only played like 19 games. So next year, say Sabonis plays 60 games. Are we really going to lose? I mean, are we really going to only win 18 games?
No. We're going to probably win around 28 to 30 games.
Exactly. Which isn't that much more, like not that much bigger of a difference, but it's more than what it is right now. And that little jump could be put you into that conversation. So
Yeah.
that's what it is. So who do we play next?
The Pelicans.
Oh,
round
the
2.
The big game.
Round 2.
The big
Round 2,
game.
baby. Round 2. We're here.
I can't wait.
We're here. Round 2.
That's game of the year.
Round 2.
And it's in our house.
It's our turn. It's our turn to win this game.
I think I might go.
You gonna go?
I think I might go.
I go too.
I missed the G1.
I haven't been to G1 since.
I think I'm gonna go.
I haven't been since. Oh, the last time we went. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be there.
I kind of want to see it just for fun.
Dude, it's Kings Pelicans. Dude, that's like
going to a Packers Bears game, or going to a Yankees Red Sox
it's like
game.
Lakers Celtics.
Exactly. The rivalry that just keeps on going. God, I think the last time
It's like Knicks Spurs.
Yeah.
It's just big rivalry games.
Yeah. You know what's funny? The last time I went and saw the Kings when they played the Pelicans, I was with my uncle. We left by the fourth quarter when we were down 50 points.
Oh my God.
That's
when the Pelicans were our kryptonite, right?
And it was constant ass whooping.
That's when Jonas was there, right?
Yeah, Jonas, Zion, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy.
That Pelicans have had some bad luck. I think they've had multiple rosters that could have been really solid teams, but then by the time...
But the West is so good.
They just could never stay healthy, and they could never hit their stride at the right moments.
Nope. God, they were the 1 seed 3-4 years ago.
I really was like terrified of the Pelicans at one point. Like they were so good. Like they were an excellent team, and then they could never stay healthy. Ever.
And they got some big choices. They got some big decisions to make.
Can't wait to see it.
They have some big decisions to make on some big time players. So we'll see what happens. But the big game.
The big game. Buckle up for the big game. We might be there.
Yeah. If you see us, come say hi.
Yeah, please do. We love you all. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh, one last thing. Shout out Mostly Sports. Thanks for the...
Shout out to the Barstool Boys. That was awesome.
That was cool.
I had 2 people tell me about that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no way. So I joined the live stream, rewinded about 10 minutes, found the clip.
Wow.
Beautiful moment.
That was great.
Yeah, so
He's not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Brandon Walker's not wrong.
We are the fun guys that watch. I mean, yeah, like I thought what he said was perfect. How he's like, the dorks are the top teams. The fun guys.
Yeah, Brandon Walker, I really respect Brandon Walker. I definitely was like...
That was awesome.
I like Brandon Walker, but now that after he said that, I was like, you know what, Brandon Walker? I rock with you now. BFW. Shout out to BFW.
Shouts out Barstool Boys. We love you.
Yeah,
See you
we love
on
you.
The next one.
Yep. Next time.
Wait.
No, I see.
There's no way we weren't.